Hey there, this is Levi from Masculine Intuition Readings, and I received something today. I received multiple things today, but I'm so happy with this because this is such a special deck. Lately, I've been kind of bummed out by tarot, to be really honest with you. I've been reading more with oracle decks, and the reason why is a lot of the newer decks that are coming out are so Rider-Waite-Smith based and such blatant clones, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just makes newer decks a little bit boring sometimes. I literally mean that. I'm sometimes so bored with newer tarot decks that are coming out, and then I received some money from my own decks because I make decks myself, and you don't get paid until you sell a certain amount of them, and I have reached that threshold before, and I had reached it again. And I was like, I'm gonna treat myself with something. And I went over to Phoenix and Lotus's website. Phoenix and Lotus is a great American indie deck store. Jen really has a nose for great indie decks, and her style and my style and her aesthetic and my aesthetic really fit. And I saw this deck and I had seen this before, and of course I was checking, is there a European option, because shipping from the United States is very expensive, it takes long, and there wasn't really. And I could order this directly from the creator, but I really wanted to support her for all the inspiration she has given me for decks that I like. And this is the deck I got, the Stolen Child Tarot by Monica L. Knighton. And first of all, look at this box. It's illustrated all around. It's so gorgeous. It's a magnetic flip. Even this little inside is illustrated. I love it so much. And then we have the back. So this deck is based on the poem The Stolen Child by William Butler Yeats. Come away, O human child, to the waters and the wild, with a fairy hand in hand, for the world's more full of weeping than you can understand. It's such a lovely poem, and something about this deck really touched me on an emotional level, and I don't have that very often. I only had it a couple of times, but this is such a work of art. So, this deck was inspired by the William Butler Yeats poem. The guidebook is digital. There is a printable option that you can order from the creator's website, but the digital one will suffice. She even provides you with a PDF that you could download and print if you wanted to, so I'm good with that. It does really add something. So she really describes in the guidebook why she painted things a certain way. So I'm gonna have to delve into that because I literally just got this. So yeah, you guys are gonna experience the flip through, the first actual focused flip through with me. There's 78 cards, and then there is a then there are two little bonus cards with art. All right, so let's open up the box. Like I said, gorgeous illustration here. The inside of the box is pretty plain cardboard. I really don't mind that. This deck is not a super expensive indie deck. It's very moderately priced, especially considering everything you get. And then here is the link to the website where you can get the guidebook. You could even download that as is. So look at the gorgeous attention to detail right here. It's really lovely. It's such a lovely box. When I first saw this initially, I was kind of put off by one illustration in the deck, and that's still not my favorite, but that's 1 in 78 illustrations, and it's really great. So let's look at the cards, y'all. Okay, so we start with, let me take the art cards off first. All right, so it starts with this lovely art card. Now, when I saw this, I squealed Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. I squealed like a little baby because it's so gorgeous, so gorgeous. If you're a fan of fairy folk, the fae, I mean, this is gonna go on my altar very, very nicely. So yeah, this is really, really good. And then there's another art card too, which I doubt will fit onto the screen. When my camera is this low, it barely fits, it just fits. So I'm gonna bring it up once again. Once again, gorgeous. And these are both concept arts for the deck, which she didn't end up using, but she still included them. So this was supposed to be the back design, the back of the cards design, which now is this. Also very lovely. It is non-reversible because some minor details are different, but I don't read reversals anyway, so who cares? And then this one was supposed to be the front of the box design, which she ended up changing as well. But you still get those neat little artworks. So apparently there was a different set of artwork for the Kickstarter backers that you could get as well. I didn't back it, so I didn't get that one. So gorgeous cards, gorgeous backs. By the way, the cardstock is on the thinner side. That is because it is a linen cardstock. And I'm not really a cardstock snob. I don't really care about super thick, luscious cardstock because I'm a riffle shuffler and I prefer my cards on the thinner side. Now, let's do a little flip through of the deck. So we start with this super cute fool. If you're freaked out by children or babies, this is not the deck for you. But look at how cute he is. Then we have the Magician. Gorgeous fox trickster energy. Then we have the High Priestess. Look at that. I mean, I'm not even gonna divulge on the images too much because they kind of speak for themselves, do they? The Empress, the Emperor. Now, this is where it gets a little bit weird because there is a little spelling mistake. The E and the I should be switched around, but it's not. And I don't really care that much about it. It's almost like whenever you get a card, sometimes the stolen children are very obviously there, or the fairy folk are very obviously there. Sometimes you kind of have to search. So it's kind of like a Where's Waldo? The Lovers right here, look at how cute that is. Oh man. The Chariot, awesome, love it. Justice. Now, this is the one card that kind of turned me off. I love the idea, but I think compared to the fine quality of the other images, the face is a little bit off-putting for me. If you compare it to the art of one of the title cards, the bonus cards, the level of detail in this face is a little bit off, so that almost put me off buying the whole deck, but I actually found out that I like all the other cards. And there's not another card I dislike. The Hermit right here, absolutely lovely. The Wheel of Fortune. This guidebook is going to be a hoot to read because it's so interesting. I love guidebooks that go into the artistic process behind a card. And it seems like in this guidebook, she kind of does that, judging from the couple of paragraphs I read. Strength, absolutely amazing. The Hanged Man. Now, this is another one of those puzzle cards where it's almost like a dryad in the tree. I love it so much. Death. It's very much structured like a Marseille style deck where Death doesn't have anything on the card except for the number, which is awesome. And also Strength and Justice are in the places where they're supposed to be, namely Strength at 11, Justice at 8. Temperance. the devil. It's really, really special, this. The tower. It's kind of that forest fire going on. Really, really cool. The star. My favorite card in the whole deck, the moon. And normally I'm not that big of a fan of the moon, but I mean, come on, wow. The sun. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. Judgment. Wow, this is imagery that I have to get into. I mean, so to me, judgment is very much about your calling, following your calling, your life path, and that it's calling out to you to like start following it more maybe. And look at this butterfly cocoon imagery. It's simply amazing. And the world with a lovely stag. I mean, the art in this deck is so good. This is fine art and it's amazing. So then we get into the suits. So let me put these aside real quick because I know if this is going to become a very big stack, it's going to go wrong. So the suits are named differently, which is fine by me because the imagery is very clear. Flame obviously is wands, and this is a very action-oriented card, so that's actually amazing. And I love that this deck is really cute, but it's also kind of creepy. It's very earthy, it's very nature-based, and I am in love. I'm in love with it. Now, this is one of those decks that kind of gets me excited for tarot again, whereas, you know, like the Witchling Academy deck is a great deck, but it's kind of like, okay, another Rider-Waite-Smith clone, because that's what sells, you know? And I can't blame the publishers, but this is so more exciting. Look at that. Look at these illustrations and how exciting they are and how intriguing. Even those backs, I've seen them like 25 times now, and I still can't get over how cleverly they were illustrated. The Five of Flame, all the animal symbolism in here, it's so good. It's so good. Six of Flame. Seven of Flame. All my favorite animals are in here. I love narwhals. Look at that. Eight of Flame. Nine of Flame. With that turning inward, oh my gosh. And 10 of Flame. Wow, that's really cool. So let's move on to the quartz. So we have the Page of Flame. We have, we have the Knight of Flame. And we have the Queen with the sunflowers. That's a nice touch. And the King with the lion. So that's pretty cool. And then we head into the suit of Brine. Let me take this out because I'm scared it's gonna fall over the whole stack of cards. So Brine stands for cups. And how do we know that? Because we need to look at the symbolism. And it's very much that heart right there. So this is all about your emotions. So then we have two of Brine. Oh, wow. Wow. Then we have three of Brine with the stingrays. Oh my gosh, so great. Four of Brine. Five of Brine. Ooh. That's interesting. I'm gonna read up on that later. Six of Brine. Seven of Brine. This is very much about that liminal space. Like, is this an animal? Is this a child? Is it a stolen child? What is going on here? Eight of Brine. Gorgeous. Nine of Brine. Wow. And 10 of Brine. Amazing. So now we go back into the quartz again, and as you saw earlier, the quartz are structured regularly. So we have the Page, which is gorgeous. We have the Knight. We have the Queen. And we have the King of Brine. Look at him. Look at him. So cool. Like, seriously, guys, stuff like this makes me enthusiastic about tarot again. So then we have the Ace of Zephyrs, which is all about the mind, the brain, communication, the mental realm. So that would be swords. Ace of Zephyrs, that is. And then we have the 2, the 3, the 4. Ooh, that one's intense. The 5, the 6. Oh wow. Whew. What we see here is so amazing. Wow. So we have this, I don't even know what this is called in English anymore. You know, the bird that brings the babies. I don't know what it's called in English anymore. Whatever. Don't even comment, because I will look it up after filming this. But it has the shadow of a child, but it's almost like the shadow is way bigger than it's supposed to be, and it's almost like this child spirit is saying, I've outgrown you, please let me go now, which is amazing. Wow. 7 of Zephyrs. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Zephyrs. 8. Gorgeous. 9. 10. And then we get into another court. The Page, gorgeous. The Knight. The Queen. I mean, come on. Come on. Wow. The King. Lots of diversity in this deck when it comes to like skin tones. Really like that. And then we move into the suit of Oak, which obviously is the suit of Earth, also known as the suit of Pentacles. Lovely, still in love with the cardstock too. I love a thinner cardstock, seriously, like, bite me. I just love it. It's not always about the luxurious 400 GSM cardstock because it can be really hard to shuffle with them. So Ace of Oak, really gorgeous once again. Man, maybe at a later point I'm gonna do a deep dive because I'm already seeing more things than I'm telling you guys right now, but this is just a quick, fun, enthusiastic video. So, 2 of Oak, 3 of Oak, yes, yes. 4 of Oak, look at all these babies in the stone, wow. 5 of Oak, like all these hidden children. Look at that child hidden in that badger. And the honey, oh man. Wow. 6 of Oak. It's almost like a little game, like where is the child in this? Maybe there is not, or maybe there is. I'm gonna explore all of that later because this is just everything. 7 of Oak. Aww. 8 of Oak. 9 of Oak. That's a squirrel. Oh man. 10 of Oak. Yeah, wow. All these mushrooms growing everywhere. It's so amazing. And then we are back at the quartz. The Page. The Knight. Yes. Oh man, this is so good. The Queen. And I haven't even checked my favorite card of the deck, which is usually the King of Pentacles because it's my significator. But yes, yes, yes. Love it. The King of Oak. Oh wow. Guys, this is an amazing deck. I'm gonna try to shuffle it on camera to show you guys how well a thinner cardstock can shuffle. For that, I'm gonna zoom us out once again. Look at me being all professional and shit. So let's see how the deck shuffles. It doesn't clump together whatsoever. Yes, that was kind of a weak riffle. I can do better than that. It's because of the fact I'm filming this. Usually I'm a pro riffler, but I mean, come on. As you can see, it riffles really nicely. Yes, look at that. And overhand's fine too. So yeah, it's on this great, really nice matte linen cardstock. It's kind of on the thinner side, so you can't shuffle it like a complete maniac. Because I tend to think I shuffle pretty intensely, but I've seen people go like bam, 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 and I'm like, yeah, no wonder all your cards are splitting, because, you know, like, treat your jewel with a little bit more kindness sometimes. Look at that riffle. Yes. So yeah, guys, this is exactly what I needed, because I was getting kind of tired of tarot, to be honest with you. I was getting a little bit over it. Well, of course not over it, but, you know, getting newer decks and stuff like that. But I mean, this has really rocked my world, and I love it, and I hope you guys loved it too. Thank you for watching. This was the Stolen Child Tarot by Monica L. Knighton, purchased at Phoenix and Lotus in the USA. And goodbye.